Oklahoma marches towards another Big 12 championship. But standing in their way is a rough and tough Colorado defense that's psyched on stopping the top offensive team in the nation.
Touchdown Sooners!
Oklahoma, led by this year's QB sensation Sam Bradford, has an array of weapons to choose from. Kelly, DeMarco Murray, and senior Alan Patrick. The Sooner Schooner is operating at full throttle. The Buffaloes are home, where the air is rare and the defense is stingy. Fourth-ranked and undefeated Oklahoma on the road against those nasty Buffaloes. Next on FSN.
From Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado, it is Big 12 football presented by Kia Sierra. And today, the number 4 team in the nation, the Oklahoma Sooners, take on the Buffaloes of Colorado. And what a challenge it is going to be today for the Buffaloes as they face the top scoring team in the nation. The Sooners averaging 61-plus points per game. Hi, everybody. Joel Myers alongside Dave Lapham, and welcome to the University of Colorado. We all knew going into the season the Oklahoma Sooners were going to be a solid team offensively, but, Dave, they are way ahead of schedule.
And, Joel, they're way ahead of schedule because there was a question at quarterback. Well, Sam Bradford has answered that question with an exclamation point. Look at these numbers. He's completed at least 73% of his passes every single game for the season, 78%. 14 touchdowns, just 2 interceptions. And as a quarterback, what you look for is the respect, trust, and confidence in your team. Sam Bradford has earned every single bit of that.
Well, the Buffaloes of Colorado already have as many wins this year as they had all of last season when they went 2-10. But to be able to compete with the number 4 team in the nation, Dave, a near-perfect game is a necessity.
On both sides of the football and special teams, but defensively, Jordan Dizon will be the leader, averaging 14 tackles a game. That leads the country. They only have 4 takeaways in the season. They have to do better than that. They have to take the football away from this potent Oklahoma offense. On the other side of it, Cody Hawkins at quarterback has to be smart with the football. He has thrown 6 interceptions, can't afford to do that against the Sooners.
So homecoming for the Buffaloes. And are these guys going to spoil it for them? The number 4 team in the nation, we'll find out over the next 3 hours. Let's head down to Jim Knox now. Knoxy.
Coach, the game plan. How do you knock off one of the top-ranked teams in the nation in Oklahoma? What are the keys?
Got to do our job. You know, we got a chance to make kicks. We got to get them. We got to get in the A gap. They throw you the ball. You got to catch it. Simple as that. We played against great teams. We got to put it all together.
Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Jim, so we're ready to go. The defending champs on the road, and in fact on the road for 3 consecutive games. They started with 3 home games as Hartley gets ready to kick it away. Back deep over to the bottom side of the screen is going to be Byron Ellis, the running back, and then Terrence Wheatley, their big play artist, out of the secondary. He is a couple of yards deep in the end zone. So Hartley, the senior from South Lake, Texas. Fortunately, it's a good day in Colorado for that guy. Barrel and all. Game time temperature right around 70, and we are underway at Folsom Field. Good directional kick. From the goal line, it's Ellis. And what a collision at the 18-yard line. Give him the 19, and he paid for it. Offensive lineup, all presented by Colorado for head coach Dan Hawkins, his son starting once again at quarterback. And Cody throwing well over the last couple of games. A mistake here and there, but for the most part, you see the 275. He had better than 300 yards the week before in a loss to Florida State where they just couldn't convert on 3rd down.
The thing is, Joel, 6 interceptions in 4 games. He's had mulligans, and you can't have mulligans against Oklahoma. Oklahoma's too good. They will take your mulligan, your mistake, all the way back to the house. You have to be sound in where you put the football against the Sooners.
The senior from Culver City, California, out of Venice High School, Byron Ellis is the starting tailback. Not Hugh Charles. Gear, the tight end, shifts over to the left side. Toss it. Can he get a block?
Oh, yeah.
There goes Hugh Charles in the space. Found a lane on the left side. We talked about him, and the coaches say he's not a tackle-to-tackle guy. He's better out on the edge in open space. Brought down by free safety Nick Harris.
And right away, the coaching staff took Nick Harris to the sideline and said, look, you have to line up differently. And Hugh Charles last week taking the direct snap, and he's faking to Ellis, and Byron Ellis is throwing him a block. Look at him make people miss in space. Very, very fine running back, getting everything he can yards after first contact. And then, of course, he takes to the house on that play, making people miss.
Ellis in the backfield. Hawkins throwing on 2nd and 5, and Sprague's available. He's got the first down out to the 38. Dusty Sprague pulling it off. A nice little route.
What you have to do if you're Cody Hawkins against Oklahoma's defense, Joel, is throw with anticipation and accuracy. You have to know the segment of the quadrant of the field you're throwing to and get the ball out of your hand quickly. That time, Cody Hawkins got the ball out of his hand very quickly and very accurately.
It's going to have to be that way with the kind of sacks. In fact, they had 6 last week, the Oklahoma Sooners. So a first down outside of the 38. Charles knifes his way between his tackle and guard for about 3 yards. Brought down by Alonzo Dotson, the right end. Defensively for the Sooners, and this is one of the best defensive units in the nation as you look at their 11. And Lofton coming off a career best 14 last week. They are 5th in total defense in the nation. We'll go over some of the numbers because they are gaudy numbers for the defensive unit.
Lofton averaging 10.5 tackles a game. Second in the conference, number 18 in the country. Very active at middle linebacker.
High formation on 2nd and 7 from the 42. Cantrell is going to be in front of Charles. So the blitz off the edge. It is a run blitz, and the man off the edge got him, Reggie Smith, their big playmaker, especially on returns. The junior from Edmond, Oklahoma. No gain on the carry. In fact, a loss of a half a yard.
And when Oklahoma is deciding to do that, that's when Colorado has to think about throwing the football.
Is that a hot read, a check with me at the line by the quarterback?
Yeah, and you know, they were at the line of scrimmage for a while. A lot of pressure on the offensive line to hold your water that long against a defensive front like Oklahoma. And they went with a hard count halfway through all of that lapse of time. And Colorado's offensive line very, very disciplined. Almost got Oklahoma to jump. Marcus Granger was in that neutral zone a little bit.
On the high snap out of the gun on 3rd down, Hawkins to the walk-on, Scotty McKnight. He's corralled right away. Will be short of the first down by about 3. And McKnight, one of the great stories in college football this year, among the leaders in freshmen with receptions.
Yeah, he's got 23 catches, Joel, averaging almost 13 per catch, a couple of touchdowns, and Hawkins feels real comfortable getting him the football. Even though Hawkins got rid of that ball so quickly, he was hit and taken to the ground by that sound Oklahoma pressure. They only rushed 4 and dropped 7 and still got a hit on the quarterback.
Matt Delano, his net is only 34 yards.
Let him go, guys.
Reggie Smith waits. He'll take it back at about the 14. And he makes a miss. He's got the sideline, couple of blocks, and pulled down right at the 29. Otherwise, he may be gone for good. Big play by Brad Jones, the outside linebacker. A return of 15 yards after the 41-yard punt. Offensively, for the highest scoring team in the nation, Sam Bradford, that is the story right now. 78%. That's his completion rate because we're not going to even get into the equation of how you get to pass efficiency. 78% with 14 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions.
Mind-boggling. Completing better than 3 out of every 4 times he throws the football.
Looking to the slot man, and it's put in the ground. Is it a catch now?
No.
Slot man Iglesias let it pop right through his arms. A junior from Killeen, Texas.
Well, there was a little contact as well, but he should have caught this football, Joel. You're right. The ball is right on the money. Little crossing pattern. He gets lit up as soon as the ball arrived by Jeff Smart. And Jeff Smart put his helmet on that football as well as on Iglesias. That's just a very, very good football play by the linebacker, running from inside out in his drop and pass coverage.
That's close to a catch, Dave. That's a break. It's not a fumble. 2nd and 10 from the 29 on the delay. Alan Patrick belted right at the line. Well, the Colorado defense is going to be the determining factor today. We know that it's going to be tough for the offense of Colorado to score. Can the Colorado defense keep them in the game, led by that young man, Jordan Dizon, who leads the nation in stops? They've got a good front 4. In fact, Hippolyte and Nicholas, 2 of the better defensive tackles in the conference.
Well, I think Oklahoma felt that Hippolyte and Nicholas were the best tackle tandem they played last year. In the game last season, Nicholas ended up with 9 tackles, and Hippolyte had 5, and 3 of those were for loss. So they're the catalyst to that defense, those 2 interior defensive tackles, and they keep people off of Jordan Dizon.
Spread the defense with 2 to each side. Blitz from Dizon and a drop from the running back to Marco Murray.
Well, right now, 0 for 2 is Sam Bradford. He should be 2 for 2. And when you're completing 78% of your passes, the quarterback has to throw it accurately, and the people catching the football have to do exactly that. And that's the football you can't let get into your shoulder pads. You got to get your hands out there. Marco Murray in great shape. Get your hands out in front of your body and catch the football with your hands. He was going to cradle it. Once he hit his shoulder pads, it hits plastic, does crazy things.
43-yard average from Michael Cohn. Chase McBride waiting back deep. Little guy, the senior from Thornton, Colorado, only 5'7". And a real good one by Cohn. Hang time is there, and McBride cradles it. Ooh. Back at about the 15. Good one so far. In Colorado, you can understand why they gambled. That's the kind of confidence right now that they have in their defensive unit. Well, who would have believed almost 10 minutes into the game, 2 possessions for Oklahoma, and they don't have a first down yet. Joel Myers, Dave Lapp, and Jim Knox, and welcome back to homecoming weekend in Boulder, Colorado. What a setting. Absolutely perfect weather for football. Hawkins throwing on first down and going for Scotty McKnight. Well overthrown. Good coverage, Reggie Smith. And he'll be one of the candidates for an All-American position this year. The junior from Edmond, Oklahoma. Second team All-Big 12 last year. Exceptional return man. Honorable mention, Big 12 return man last year as well. And Brett Venables, right now he's got him going in the right direction.
Well, and what Brett Venables wants to see is they're getting consistent pressure with their front four. So you don't have to blitz to pressure Cody Hawkins. And you can do a lot of things in your secondary. When you have 7 guys back there, you can really shrink the windows of opportunity.
2nd and 10 from the 25. Charles spinning for about 3. Up to the 28 as we head downstairs to Jim Knox. Knoxy.
All right, thank you, Joel. We just saw Hugh Charles carry the football. The coaches have been working with him about taking the ball and getting up there, making the yardage. They say that he danced too much in the past, but right now they feel comfortable about him. Last week he had a breakout game over 100 yards against Miami of Ohio. He said the player he watched a lot growing up was Emmitt Smith. He's trying to imitate his style of run, but right now looks like he's off to a decent start. Just take the ball and get it up there, guys.
That's it. Make one cut. Get that upfield foot planted and get it up the field, Narcy. Exactly. One cut and go.
Spread the defense, looking towards the tight end, DeVray, and it's intercepted. Coming back the other way, picked off. It's DJ Wolf, the safety. Wolf making a miss. He gets a couple of good blocks inside the 15 and popped by Columbus out of bounds right at the 11. So off the deflection, it should have been a catch by DeVray.
Well, the ball was thrown a little high. It's tipped airborne, and every single practice you work on this. The tip drill. And Wolf does a heck of a job. Wolf, a former running back. He's played cornerback. Now they've moved him inside the safety. And he's really adapted to the safety position. And this football hits him in the hands. Got to secure the ball. And Wolf, now he's turning back into that running back that he once was. Look at him. He looks like a back in open field. He's got the vision, making the cuts. Tremendous play. Cody Hawkins, 7th interception of the season. Not really his fault, but it doesn't matter. Oklahoma has a short field, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And DJ Wolf, the guy who transferred after his freshman season from right here at Colorado. He played for the Buffaloes for a year. So he sets it up at the 11 for the Sooners. 1st and 10 for Bradford. Patrick in a deep single set. Chip Finley, the tight end. And it wasn't Patrick. In fact, Chris Brown. He doesn't get a thing. Sophomore from Alexandria, Virginia. Stopped right at the 11. Gang tackling. Boy, what an emotional start for Colorado. Keys for Oklahoma.
Colorado is feeding off the crowd. Oklahoma knew that. And a big key for Oklahoma is the AAA. Defensively, assignment, alignment, adjustment. Get lined up properly. And then they want to be balanced offensively. They want to be able to run the football and throw it. So Colorado gets on their heels a little bit, and Oklahoma's not one-dimensional. And also handle success. Deal with the attaboys. You're 4-0, attaboy. Now you got to go to Colorado and play well.
Give it off to DeMarco Murray. That didn't fool anybody. The gadget play as they went trips on the right side in a bunch formation and brought Murray back the other way. Smart. Stayed at home.
Colorado is coming downhill, Joel. This defensive football team is feeling a swagger. Look at them attack the gaps. There are some guys are getting double teamed, not being moved an inch. And when you double team one, other guys are left in single coverage, single one-on-one situations, and you got those guys winning, like Alonzo Barrett. He won his one-on-one matchup, tackle for loss.
From the 13, a 3rd down for Oklahoma. Brown in the eye. Pocket holds up for Bradford. Middle of the field, touchdown Iglesias.
Well, his first completion today is his 15th touchdown pass of the season. 15 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. That's what the coaching staff loves about Bradford. Cool, calm, collected. And the play was set up by the great play in the secondary by DJ Wolf off the tip. And Iglesias pays Wolf off and says, you know what, if you're going to give us a short field, we're gonna make it happen. And that's a tough one because it's a 3rd down touchdown. You hate to give up 3rd down touchdowns. Iglesias, great route, gets the foot down, plenty of room to spare. Possession, touchdown.
Hartley for the point after. And points off a turnover. DJ Wolf, the former Buffalo, who transferred after his freshman season from Colorado, Oklahoma, set it up. The Iglesias, their hot receiver over the last 2 weeks with 8 grabs each game. He's got a big one to start the day for the Sooners. The junior from Killeen, Texas, Joaquin Iglesias. Second in the Sooners last year in receptions. One of their best performers early this season as the kickoff from Hartley brought back deep. It's Wheatley. And Wheatley crashes his way across the 20 out to about the 24-yard line. On offense in particular, Dave, they're using a ton of freshmen and sophomores. Hawkins in trouble and on his way down. The sack belongs to DeMarcus Granger.
And he split a double team. Marcus Granger just won at the line of scrimmage and won handily. And they're not having to blitz to pressure the quarterback. And that is the defensive coordinator's dream and offensive coordinator's nightmare. Watch the rush inside here. Beat, boom, the back tries to help, boom, get rid of him, boom, take the quarterback down. That's like he's playing human pinball. Beat the guard, beat the running back, trying to chip him, take the quarterback down. Star on the forehead right there at Granger.
That forearm to Hugh Charles like he didn't exist. Now Hawkins going opposite side. Williams needed a block. It didn't get there in time. And he's put down right at the 23. It'll bring up a 3rd and long. Granger, when you look up and down the roster, and there's so many Texans on this Oklahoma roster, you look at DeMarcus Granger in particular. Here's a guy who was the Defensive Player of the Year his junior and senior years in high school at Kimball High in Dallas, and all over their board.
Right.
You see players that were all state, first team this, or Defensive Players of the Year.
And you know, Joel, that's what's making Oklahoma so great. They have competition at every single position group from quarterback on down. And it makes every single position group better. And you know, if you don't perform, they say, who's next? And the practices Tuesday and Wednesday are just unbelievably competitive.
So points off a turnover, the difference in the game right now. The number 4 team in the nation. Held only 7, though. Now a word from Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Comes back to Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado. Joel Myers, Dave Lappin, and Jim Knox on a magnificent day alongside the Rockies. Well, the highest scoring team in the nation held only 7 points. And they had to struggle for that. It was set up in a short field, to say the least, only 11 yards. They needed to travel after a pick by DJ Wolf. Well, Oklahoma travels well. You see red all over the stadium. It's between 11 and 12 hours. Fussbuster or no fussbuster?
Sooner Nation, yes.
They
Sooner
really
Nation's
travel
everywhere.
from Norman here to Boulder.
Yep.
Now they need a yard. They're going to throw for it, surprisingly. Cody Hawkins. Charles is available. Gets the first down inside the 40. Some felt if Oklahoma's defense is susceptible, it's downfield in the secondary.
Well, a perfect throw by Hawkins. He puts the ball in the right spots. Right over the fingertips of Ryan Reynolds, the linebacker, inside of Nick Harris, the safety. He finds the hole, finds the window. Oh, just over Reynolds. And Nick Harris can't quite get there in time. Hawkins knows what he's looking at. He's got football IQ. And he delivered a perfect ball right there. Hugh Charles rewarded him with a nice catch.
First down in Oklahoma territory at the Sooners 40. It'll be Charles following Ellis. They wanted it to go wide. He cut it back into the congestion. And Curtis Lofton was there to wrap him up, the middle linebacker. It's a loss of about 2 yards.
Colorado's gone 2-back set quite a bit today with Charles in the backfield with another member of the running back core like Byron Ellis on those particular 2 snaps. And in the 2-back set, they like to use Charles in space as a receiver. And that's the kind of thing Coach Hawkins does. A lot of personnel groups, a lot of formations. Really keeps you on your toes defensively. And you got to line up, hit the right gaps, do all the right things. Really stresses you mentally.
They run Robinson in motion and go the other way to Ellis in the flat. He's got it down to the 38. So a gain of only 4. Great pursuit. And catching up on the play, Marcus Walker, Curtis Lofton. Because it looked like with the misdirection, they may have been burned.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They can run, and they're not off their feet. You know, I don't care how good an athlete you are. If you get cut in half and you're on the ground, you're not helping anybody. But Bob Stoops and his coaching staff on the defensive side of the football coach them so well, and they stay off the ground and they run to the football. I mean, en masse. That time there were 4 or 5 red and white uniforms there.
Quiet start for Scotty McKnight on the bottom of your screen. Going to be 3rd and about 8. Good pocket protection available. It's Patrick Williams for the first down. Pulled it up in front of Walker, the senior out of Waco, and they moved the chains on a key 3rd down conversion to the 26.
Well, Oklahoma decides they want to try to blitz on this 3rd and long. And they say, you know, let's bring an extra one. So they bring Reynolds, and watch what happens. He gets taken down. That's a nice job by Ellis, who is the most complete back they have. Byron Ellis is a very, very strong blocker in blitz pickup, and he gives Cody Hawkins a lane, vision unimpeded, and they complete the pass.
Charles and Cantrell comprising the I for Colorado to the 26. Charles, maybe a yard, tripped up by Alonzo Dotson, senior from Alief, Texas, his nephew. Remember the name Dotson? Santana Dotson, Tampa Bay Buck. Good run with the Green Bay Packers. That's his nephew.
Baylor University guy. And you know, we talked about the 2-back set. They get the traditional one, Cantrell fullback with tailback, but a lot today they've used 2 tailback types. And they've used Byron Ellis in tandem with Hugh Charles. And it gives you a lot of versatility, a lot of flexibility.
7-0 lead for the Sooners. The best drive so far for the Buffaloes. It'll be Charles. He's got a lane, and there he goes. Can he take it the distance? Touchdown, Colorado! Do you believe it, David?
That's not booing, that's Hugh! They're yelling Hugh Charles. That's not booing. And when Hugh Charles gets out in space, he can run. Nobody ever questioned this guy's foot speed, and he shows it right there. Hugh Charles flashes that quickness inside the pylon for 6.
Eberhardt splits the uprights. And Charles with a 25-yarder.
Reynolds is he was cut blocked on a blitz pickup. Let's take a look at what happens to him here. Lineman comes off to the next level, chops him on the old comeback.
Is there an upset in the making? I know it's early. A little more than 8 left in the half, but everybody thought Oklahoma would be cruising right along. Well, it's the start of the Big 12 conference season. They're the defending champs, but it's also a different story when you come into Folsom Field. You know Colorado's defense is going to show up.
Absolutely, and you know if you're the defending Big 12 champion, you're going to get everybody's best shot. And you can talk about it until you're blue in the face. Until you get out and start competing again in conference, on the road, you have to have that reference point. Now they got it.
Cook kicks it away. It'll go to the far side to Iglesias, and he'll stay in the end zone. No, he won't.
Yes, he will.
Will he make a mistake? He hasn't left the end zone, and he put a knee down.
It's a touchdown.
He was very close. Yes, he was very close to hitting the goal line and crossing that imaginary plane.
The ball has to cross.
Right.
His foot can touch the goal line. The ball has to come out, and the ball never came out. He can step on the goal line, but the ball has to come out. Is the ball out?
It's close.
And the whole ball has to come out. Not just part of the football. The whole ball has to cross the plane of the goal line. The official was right there. Coach Hawkins is disputing it. This will probably get having a look taken at it.
There's going to be a boot review, I believe.
But the whole ball has to come out.
And it's all even at 7. So the highest scoring team in the nation really struggling, especially on the ground. Alan Patrick in the eye. Will they be able to get it off? Dizon turns it in. He doesn't get credit for the tackle, but he busts up the play, explodes it, and turns it in for a gain of only 2, almost 3.
I like Dizon. His contact ratio, Joel, that's how we used to evaluate linebackers. The number of snaps you're on the field divided by the number of hits, you know, and you get a percentage. And most linebackers that are worth their salt are in the high 30s, low 40s. I bet he averages over 50% of the snaps that he's in. He's making a play on the football. He has a nose for it.
Will they put it up on a play fake? Bradford.
Yep.
He's got Finley. There goes the tight end. inside the 40. Beautiful play fake. Throws the backer of the safety. And Joe John Finley, kind of forgotten about because Gresham's been so good for this team, but he's finally brought down by Benjamin Burney.
Yeah, and that's the matchup. It was the fake that got Burney sucked up. And you got a tight end, a big old tight end now that's running down the football field and running with cornerbacks. I mean, yeah, that's pretty nice when you have a weapon like that can run past a corner. And Finley and I mean their tight end group is as sound as there is in the game. Gresham, Eldridge, they can all play.
First down inside the 35. Patrick trying to bend it outside. He's got a nice lane to run through. And he'll go the distance inside the 10. Touchdown, Oklahoma. So the Sooners didn't take long to answer, did they?
No, that's a championship mentality right there. We're going to try to take control of this football game right back. And boy, talked about Finley. The tight ends were huge on this series. Finley makes the big catch on the play action, and Gresham has an unbelievable block on the edge for his running back. Watch Gresham at the top of the screen. Finley and Gresham, they double. Watch Gresham and Finley. Man, they double and come off, and Gresham sustains contact. 6'6", 260. Patrick says, thanks, boys. We'll catch up with you. Finley, 6'6", 265. Gresham, 6'6", 260. And they're tight ends.
Hartley for the point after. It took only 3 snaps for Oklahoma to travel the distance. An 80-yard drive of the Sooners, and the Sooners on top by 7. Got a great one going.
Great one.
Yeah, it's picked up. Yeah, the intensity's always been there, especially upcoming weekend at Folsom Field. Now all of a sudden, both teams are starting to find a rhythm. Hartley with the kickoff, and it's going to be picked up by Wheatley back at about the 2. Wheatley across the 25 and a good return all the way out to the 32-yard line. Talk about a response, so 3 plays, 80 yards for Oklahoma on that drive.
And they went to their tight ends. Look at the double team, come off on the other. Look at the lane. Patrick says, thank you very much. Sustaining blocks. Now make somebody miss, and he does. And he makes the unblocked safety miss and takes it to the house. Ryan Walters took a poor angle, couldn't quite close the gap. Foot speed was all in Alan Patrick's favor, but you know, when the going gets tough, you say, hey, we got some tight ends. Let's just get physical. Let's go with our big package. Finley, Gresham. Let's go knock some people around. And Finley made a great catch, and Finley and Gresham blocked real well the very next snap.
Cody Hawkins checking off the line. He's got him in the eye. So first down from the 32. Douglas takes a shot. The linebacker Ryan Reynolds popped it after a gain of only about 2. Well, we talked about the 3-play 80-yard drive. Before that, the Colorado defense had been phenomenal. 14 plays, Oklahoma had only 27 yards of total offense.
That's less than 2 yards of play. If Mrs. Riley taught me how to divide a little bit back in 3rd grade. I mean, when you're holding the #1 offense in the country in terms of scoring and in the top 5 in every category, less than 2 yards a snap, you're playing some darn good D. Then they say, you know what, we'll go 80 and 3.
This is critical now, though, for Colorado. They could not afford to go 3 and out with a punt. Hawkins, good deception. Ooh, man, Charles again taking a shot. Nick Harris on one side, Lofton on the other side. Excuse me, I felt it.
Yeah, I think they both cocoa butted each other, too. I think Harris and Lofton may have smacked each other. But, and you talk about guys reacting and flying to the football. And this is what we're talking about in the Big 12. Big bodies that can run. Point to point. Man, that's just, shoot. That's some serious leverage right there between your safety and your linebacker defensively.
It's going to be 3rd and about 4 from the 38. Addison Charles splitting offset.
Watch English.
Move the pocket by design. Hawkins in trouble and wide of Charles. Harris in pursuit. Good coverage to begin with by Nick Harris. And it's 3 and out.
English had the pressure, Joel. It made Hawkins throw the football. He basically made him take it further out of pocket than he really wanted to. And he's a right-handed quarterback rolling left that does not have great arm strength. His whole thing is touch and accuracy, and his mechanics were distorted because English got up the field so quickly.
Reggie Smith waits. Back at the 20 for the DeLallo punt. So the last thing they needed was 3 and out with 6:08 to play in the half. The Oklahoma defense, and it's put on the ground by DeLallo. Line drive. Smith lets it go. A good hop. as it heads out of bounds at the 17. Good hop for Colorado, that is. So it fades to the Rockies. We continue from Folsom Field. Oklahoma starting to pick up the pace. So on to play in the half, and welcome back to Boulder. Joel Myers, Dave Lapham, and Jim Nice. The Oklahoma Sooners have trailed for all of about 8 minutes the entire season. And as Tulsa, when they got an early lead, they're the only team that had a lead on Oklahoma. What happened the rest of the way is Oklahoma just grinds on you, wears you down. They've got it 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The dump off, Patrick making a miss in the open space. Boy, what a nifty move he put on the defensive back on that side. Lionel Harris, I felt for him. They have 61+ points a game. And notice when we look at the leaders in scoring this year, 3 of the top 5 are in the Big 12.
And just about 50 points for Tech, just under. Kansas and Oklahoma over half 100. Pretty strong offensive performances in non-conference play.
Well, there's so many teams this year averaging better than 36 a game, 29 in fact. I know it's early. Breaking it outside to Marco Murray. Boy, what a talent he is. Out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 11. Harris got to him. Murray, a redshirt freshman out of Las Vegas, all-round exceptional athlete. In fact, all-state in football. And Dave also led his high school basketball team to a state title.
And I'll tell you another talent. Lodeholt and Robinson eclipsed the Sun over there on that left side and just drove people off the line of scrimmage and ended up knocking them backwards and down. I mean, 6'5", 330, 6'8", 350 next to each other. How do you see?
It's a good-looking kid, Murray. Gets it again. Runs into his offensive
Duke Robinson said,
Duke
I'll escort you.
Did I get in your way? I'm sorry. The junior left guard from Atlanta.
Duke got hit right in the midsection. Murray said, I'm lowering my pads. Duke, get that pad level down. He hit it right in the breadbasket.
Duke's honorable mention all Big 12 last year. Not for plays like that, though. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 41.
Tell you a guy that is a big timer. We're just looking at him, Jordan Dyson. And he loves the game of football, and he wants to be accountable, and he plays every snap like it's his last.
Murray is a single. Dump it off. It's complete to his fullback, Pleasant. And Pleasant close to a first down. Yeah, he got the first down. He didn't hear a whistle. I give him credit. He's right across the 50 because he didn't hear the whistle. Ian Pleasant, the senior from Alexandria, Virginia, never quit in the play, and he's got it.
And another guy that didn't quit is Lodeholt. The big man, the big load is out there fighting and scratching. It's like a rugby scrum. Okay, fullback, get up inside. Now keep those legs churning. Get after it, get after it, get after it. And here comes Lodeholt. Lodeholt says, I'll push the whole pot. And he peels some people off his fullback and says, go get that first down. I'll tell you, Lodeholt.
You like him.
For such a big guy, he has got some nice speed on him. He played a competitive level of basketball himself.
Bradford finds the other tight end we were talking about, Gresham. He's got all the receiving. So far, he's the guy with the catches at the tight end position.
He's got 3 touchdowns,
yes.
13 catches, 3 of them for touchdowns.
Dyson finally got him.
He is one big target at 6'6", 260 yards, 60 pounds. But he can fly. I mean, they move him around, Joel. They'll put him in the slot. They'll flex him. They use him a lot of times as a wide receiver by position, even with that size. And they do the same thing at the personnel group with DeMarco Murray. They can move him around.
Both tight ends on the field right now. They go in that direction, short side, and it closed in a hurry. It looked like it was going to be a nice hole available for Alan Bradford. Shut down to the 13. He got about 4.
Dyson is unbelievable the way he explodes to the play. He has a master's degree in football geometry. He takes the perfect angle every time. No wasted movement, no wasted steps. He makes instantaneous recognition and flies to the football.
Well, you saw the way Oklahoma with Bradford looking for the big guys you've been talking about, getting the tight ends involved much more this year than they were last year.
Well, here they all are. All 3 of the tight ends on the right side of the formation.
It'll be 2nd and 6.
Just motion one out.
Patrick trying to bounce out. Nice stiff arm by Alan Patrick. But the other man coming up out of the secondary got to him. And a good play by Jeff Smart, in fact, the linebacker.
Brad Jones got stiff arm. He got hit right in the smush. I mean, he's trying to come off the block by the big tight end Gresham. He's fighting off the block. Alan Patrick, as he's going by, just stiff arms him right in the face.
And Smart is a real heartwarming story. A kid who grew up here in Boulder, high school ball in Boulder, and he just got a scholarship over the last couple of weeks, a former walk-on who's made an impact. Murray the other way, wanted to go back to Murray's side, gets the block from the tight end. Now can DeMarco Murray break more tackles? No! Out of the secondary, Daniel Knight's got him, but you trying to get that guy as he got it. What about the footwork of DeMarco Murray?
He is incredible.
Wow.
Man, Brandon Nicholas hustling as well. I mean, that's just a well-defended play by everybody, but DeMarco Murray, man, that's the nice run as I've ever seen for very little gain, very little advantage. Watch Brandon Nicholas stay after it. Boy, the big fella's trying to get something done. And that was very, very close to happening for DeMarco Murray. If he got one more block, he would have come all the way back. It was supposed to be an alley screen up the right sideline. He would have taken it inside the pylon to the left side.
It's going to be a 28-yard attempt for Garrett Hartley. A 10-point lead for the Sooners. He's got it. We'll go to the locker room on homecoming weekend, and Oklahoma trying to play the role of the spoiler, at least for homecoming purposes. The prohibitive favorite is up by 10 at the break. And let's head downstairs to Jim Knox. Knoxy.
All right, thank you, Joel. Coach, I tell you what, a defensive battle here early. That's the story of the game. Your offense starting to put points on the board late in the second quarter. Your thoughts on how first half went?
Yeah, we started slow. They did a nice job defensively. We dropped some balls, you know, early on that hurt us. And but they're playing good defense. We knew that they do. We're playing good defense too, so we just got to keep it going.
Appreciate the time, Coach. All right, now let's head to the studios and join Mike Goldberg, DeMarco Farr for the Hitachi halftime show. Take it away, Mike.
Get ready for the start. The second 30 minutes of play against the number 4 team in the nation. Welcome back once again to Folsom Field. Joel Myers along with Dave Lattman. A real good start for both teams defensively, but you could see Oklahoma starting to impose their will. They started to grind and wear down Colorado in the second quarter. And
there was only one turnover in the football game, Joel, in the first half, and it was a costly one as Oklahoma took advantage. Tight end's going to catch the football, doesn't. Tip drill, DJ Wolf says, I'm going to take it back short field. 11-yard line, third down, touchdown to Iglesias. First completion for Bradford. Then they put the tight ends in, and the tight ends get involved, and they make a lane for Alan Patrick. He scores. Now, Colorado's not done. Colorado's going to get after a little bit themselves, and Hugh Charles did a good job. But that turnover is big. Look at third downs. Colorado's converting 50%. Oklahoma converting only 20% on third down. But that turnover in short field was the difference, basically, in the first half for Oklahoma.
Looking at some of the first half numbers, well, almost dead even offensively. And the one that stands out, though, as you talked about it, third down conversion. Nobody's done that against Oklahoma this year. In fact, Oklahoma holding their opponents coming in today to just 20%. Back deep it's going to be Iglesias along with DeMarco Murray. Cope kicks it and it's headed out of bounds. A good field position to start the second half for Oklahoma. And a possession and drive chart to start things off in the first half. A look now at what the Sooners did.
Well, in the first 14 plays, Oklahoma generated only 27 yards. So you see right here, they had issues. Short field off the interception, 11-yard touchdown. And then, of course, they answer. When Colorado tied it up, they go 80 yards in 3 plays. They go on another drive. So the last 14 plays, they went for 152 yards. Their first 14 plays, they went for 27. A little bit of a difference right there.
Try to spread the defense. We saw jumbo looks from Oklahoma in the second quarter. It got it going for them. Now they're going to have Kelly and Iglesias on the same side, run it the other way. Alan Patrick tripped up at the line. Off balance all the way to the 38 for a gain of 3. And eventually, the Oklahoma Sooners, well, there's the offensive playmakers.
Here's the playmakers. Remember, Bradford's first 2 passes of the game were dropped. He still goes 7 for 11, 101 yards and touchdowns. That's poise, that's composure. Alan Patrick averaging over 5 yards a catch. Iglesias with 2 catches, one of them the 11-yard touchdown reception that was large.
Very quiet first half, though, for the wide receivers.
Not for Kelly in particular.
Finley dropped it.
3 drops.
He knew that Wheatley was going to hit him as soon as he got it, and he took his eye off the ball. And look back at your original keys coming in.
Yeah, Oklahoma, the first thing was alignment, assignment, adjustment. They've been pretty good on that. I mean, a couple of big plays that Colorado got was because Oklahoma wasn't quite lined up properly. They've been fairly balanced in their attacks. You know, I think Colorado's defense is for real. Handled with success. I think they came out a little bit flat. You know, I mean, the first 14 plays of the game, they had some drops. They didn't bring their A game in the beginning.
Bradford, nifty footwork to get away, and it's a low thrown behind his intended target. He's trying to hit Iglesias, but the heat did the trick. Chappelle Brown.
Yeah, and Brandon Nicholas also involved, and they get after it. I mean, Colorado defensively at the line of scrimmage, and they're attacking. And look at the pursuit from the inside out. And it's tough to throw a right-handed quarterback moving to your left with coverage to not quite lead Iglesias enough. 3 and out for Oklahoma to start. The first 5 minutes of this third quarter are critical.
Nice snap brought down by Cone. The end-over-ender to Chase McBride. Past the 25 and a good return. Taking it across the 30. Iglesias on his back out to about the 33. Now the drive chart. Possession to the first half for the Buffaloes.
First of all, the snapper for Oklahoma's having problems. He short hopped one, then almost snapped it over the punter's head there. Here you take a look at Colorado. They went for it on 4th and less than a yard. Didn't work out. Interception. Those 2 drives really hurt them. This was a nice drive in response to tie the game, 7-7. But their longest drive sequence of the half, 7 plays for 22 yards.
On the delay, Hugh Charles nailed trying to get it up the middle. Good play by Curtis Lofton. Otherwise, it's going to be big yardage. The middle linebacker doesn't get him.
Take a look at Colorado's playmakers in the first half. Nice job by Cody Hawkins. The interception wasn't his deal. And he's going to catch the football. Hugh Charles gave him a nice little weapon at the running back position when he busted his touchdown run, got into some space. Patrick Williams averaging over 11 yards on his reception. So pretty nice balance there for Colorado offensively as well.
It'll be second and close to 9. Colorado had 2 3 and outs in the first half. Can't afford that to start the second half, trailing by 10. Charles buried right away. Now, right on the edge, English played off his block. Reynolds came over. It was a group effort. Now Keys for the Buffaloes once again.
Well, they came into the game -6. Now they're -7 because they had the interception and no takeaways. So that's a negative. First down, not getting it done. Too many second and third and longs. Run game, not quite enough. 2.7 per rush. But they knew they were going to be in a real battle with Oklahoma's defensive football team. They have to do a better job on first and second down and not face those third and not 8 or more.
And they got a 3rd and 10 to start the second half. Pick up English, pinch him inside, buys time for Hawkins, but it's picked off again. There goes DJ Wolf with his second grab of the game. He's bumped out of bounds at about the 20. DJ Wolf did transfer, by the way, from Colorado to Oklahoma. And we were told that before the game. But it was in high school.
When he was in high school.
Wasn't in college.
Well, Jagoras should have caught this football. This ball goes off the fullback's hands. One went off the tight end's hands. This one went off the fullback's hands. And Jagoras can't make the play on it, tips it, gets it airborne. DJ Wolf on the tip drill again says, thank you. Now again, I was a running back at one time before I moved to cornerback, and now safety. And I'm going to get yards after interception, which is yay instead of yak.
Well,
but he gives him another short field. One was the 11-yard line, this one's a 22.
It was back at the 11. Got a 13-yard touchdown pass after they lost a couple of yards. It's time at the 17.
My bad, 17.
Patrick is the single. Bradford changing the play. It'll be Patrick busting it up the middle, breaking tackles. He's in. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Did they capitalize or what? I mean, when you make mistakes, Joel, they make you pay. They make you pay for those mistakes. And you just can't do it. You can't turn the football over against Oklahoma. And turnovers on the road are real big for the visiting team. They're game changers. And DJ Wolf has made a couple of game changers. This time, instead of losing yardage, they just said, let's get after Colorado. Let's still establish ourselves at the line of scrimmage and let our guy who runs people over, Alan Patrick, take it to the house.
Hartley for the point after. So 14 of the 24 points for the Sooners. Short fields, direct result of turnovers. Patrick, the 17-yard touchdown run after DJ Wolf set it all up. It's getting away from Colorado early in the second half. We'll come back after a word from Dr. Pepper, your local Dr. Pepper bottle at Oklahoma. Puts a lot of teams in this position. They get you out of the game plan that you wanted to orchestrate on your home field.
Well,
Get you down and possibly out early and get you away from what your script was.
Yeah, but you can't at this point in the game, Joel, with 12 minutes to go in the third quarter, you can't let your game plan come flying out the window. You still have to stay balanced. If you make it one-dimensional now, you're playing right into Oklahoma's hands, and it could get very ugly. You still have to try to do both. You still have to try to run this ball some, anchor that active defense.
Line drive, Wheatley showing good hands just inside the goal line. And Wheatley takes a shot across the 25, out to the 27 back now. Oklahoma is so good defensively, and especially against the run. You wonder if Colorado can even run the football. They didn't run it well against Arizona State or Florida State. So what leads you to believe they can run it against Oklahoma? Well, the dump off gets the first down as Hugh Charles is knocked out of bounds. But back to Nick Harris to wrap things up. We're all the lucky ones now because he has given so much time to the community in Norman, Oklahoma. To be around a quality person like Nick Harris, we're the fortunate ones.
Well, the measure of a man, Nick Harris, Hippolyte, the measure of a man is what he gives back. And these guys are all giving back to their community. And it's not just the university community, it's the entire community outside of the university and inside. And these guys get it.
Nice story for both. And Hippolyte, equally successful right here in goal.
Whoa.
Big run, Byron Ellis. They finally get something going. Will it be back-to-back first downs? Notice the football right at the mark for a gain of about 10. Lindy Holmes got him out of the secondary.
Looked to me like Oklahoma was a man short at the point of attack. We talked about the AAA. I'm not sure they got lined up quite well enough, or Reynolds just didn't get over the top when he was supposed to scrape. And he got blocked by Hugh Charles pretty darn well. And he got taken to the turf. But that's a pretty nice crease right there. And it's the opposite of what you expect. You'd expect Ellis to block for Charles. That time, Charles did a good job for Ellis.
Good job. So 1st and 20. Underneath they go. Just settling in and trying to get the 10 back. The completion, good to Sumler for about 8, almost 9. We talked to Dan Hawkins yesterday about playing some of these young players like the true freshmen.
You have to be mentally ready. You have to be physically ready, and you have to be emotionally ready. And you never know how that puzzle is going to come together. And if a guy has all those 3 things and he's ready to go, play him. If he doesn't, for one reason or another, don't throw him to the Lions, despite what his physical stature may be.
Over the middle, it's a first down. That was the best throw of the game, maybe. Josh Smith on the receiving end. That was a bullet from Cody Hawkins.
Had a little mustard on that one, and I agree with Coach Hawkins' philosophy totally. And you know what? Offensive lineman, besides quarterback, it's the toughest position to play at a young age because of all the things you have to learn up front. But here, drop in the pocket, able to step up, transfers, wait to throw a strike. And that was just an outstanding throw. Reggie Smith is all Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year in preseason polls. And that completion was against him, and Cody Hawkins threw it in there very, very nicely.
Hugh Douglas, or Charles rather, getting outside, breaking the tackle. She got away from Reggie Smith, and that's a rarity when you beat Reggie Smith in the morning. And by getting past Reggie, he got a good yard, maybe 3 more, all the way for 6, almost 7.
And this is where a lot of people in the Colorado program think Hugh Charles excels, is in space. Get him to the edges, get him the football in the edges, throwing him the football. And I'll tell you, you can't question the kid's speed. He's made some nice plays for Colorado in this football.
That was his 15th carry. He's got 51 yards and a touchdown run.
25-yarder.
New back in there. It's Sumler. Young man from San Diego, another redshirt freshman. Guy whose father won an NAIA basketball title in Washburn in 1986, so he's from an athletic family. And he's also a very successful high school player. In fact, all-time leading rusher in the San Diego area. He left there with almost 6,000 yards.
You know, if you're a sophomore on this Colorado team, you're an old guy. I mean, they're playing a bunch of freshmen, redshirt freshmen. This bodes well for the future. There's no doubt about it. And you pay a little bit with some growing pains along the way, but these guys are maturing quickly. They're playing the best in the country.
Cody Hawkins throwing on 3rd. It's deflected again and almost picked. On 3rd, about 3.
I think the guy that got his hand on it might have been Alan Davis.
That's
Harris got his mucker up there.
Well, and when you've got a quarterback, Dave, that's only 5'11", the launch point's instrumental and creating lanes for him to throw.
Yeah, and it is Davis that gets his hand up there. Big Alan Davis, the defensive end, got the inside pressure and got his hand up and knocked that ball airborne. Pretty good effort by the big. If you're not going to sack the quarterback, get your hand up and make it tough for him to throw over you.
Big field goal try, Everhart, 41-yard attempt, and it is dead on for a guy that's had his problems from outside of the 40. That's his first outside of the 40 this year. He was 0 for 2 and just 3 for 6, so that is a pick-me to get within now 2 scores. 4:10 to play in the third. Long drive for Colorado results in 3 as they trail 24-10. Buffalo's alive and well, trailing by 14. A lot of people thought it'd be a lot worse at this point of the game. Murray will bring it back and past the 25. Ankle tackle, otherwise he had some room to roam. Now the 28, Alan Patrick waited for it to develop and powers his way out to the 35. He was patient on that play, waiting for the blocks.
Yeah, and here's where you say, okay, big boys, this is where we're going to let you get after it at the line of scrimmage and pound a little bit. Watch my man low hold at the left tackle position. Come out, little double, little push, stay after a little bit, get after things. And look at the offensive lineman Simmons down the football field, 7-8 yards, sustaining his block. That's good effort.
It'll be second and about 3. And it's available for Iglesias and intercepted. Did he hold on? Yes, Ryan Walters with the pick.
Big effort right there. Just a little bit too much on the football from Sam Bradford. He had Iglesias available to him. He went to Iglesias for his first completion of the day, which was a touchdown. But we've seen 3 interceptions now off of tipped balls. This would have been a spectacular catch for Iglesias. I mean, he sold out, laid out, didn't really lay out. He got one hand up on it. Actually, got to get 2 hands on that football. You have an opportunity to make a catch. Don't nonchalant it with 1 hand. Get after it with 2. Tips it to Ryan Walters, and Walters makes him pay. Iglesias took a little bit too much for granted there. If you can get 1 hand on it without even having to lunge, get 2 hands up there and catch the football, you let his quarterback down.
Colorado gets it with the first turnover of the game for the Sooners at their own 38. Good field position. Byron Ellis slams his way across the 40, out to the 43 for a gain of 5.
So that is Bradford's 3rd interception on the season. He now has 15 touchdown passes and 3 interceptions. And one of the interceptions was off a tip ball. That interception was off a tip ball. And the one that he threw at Tulsa was off of a bad read. So he's paid the price 3 times. I think he only has to shoulder the burden of responsibility once. I think his receivers, off these tip balls have let him down a couple of times.
Colorado credit, you can say Oklahoma's a little off, but they're hanging with the number 4 team in the nation. Charles waits for the pursuit to go by him. Barely pulled down. And again, Curtis Lofton saved a big play.
You hear the Hugh. That's not booing. That's Hugh. Hugh Charles has become a fan favorite here. And Joel, we talked about the resiliency. Would Colorado be able to withstand the storm of Oklahoma taking a 17-point lead? Well, they're chipping away. They're staying after it. And this is a football team that's showing some good signs of mental and physical toughness. And Coach Hawk has to like that.
That was a nice block down flip by Dusty Sprague, the wide receiver.
Staying after it.
From inside the 47, a first down in Oklahoma territory. Ellis finds a huge hole to the left side. Another first down to the 35.
That's just good vision right there. The play was designed, point of attack was to the right side of the offensive line. Nice job by the left side of the offensive line for Colorado. Sanders at center, doing a good job. You got to create a cutback lane. Watch the cutback lane that is created. Watch the guys do a job on the backside. Double team and then rub. You don't even have to really get a block at the linebacker level if you get movement on the down lineman. At that point in time, it's impossible for Lofton to cover that big of a gap.
First down at the 35 of the Sooners. Infantine look on the formation. Here Charles bouncing out. He breaks the tackle inside the 25. Pulled down at the 13. Give him the 12. Lofton caught him from behind.
DJ Wolf, Joel missed him in space. DJ Wolf has had 2 big interceptions off of tip balls, but here he's unblocked and he's missed. I mean, Hugh Charles can make you miss. He has got good foot speed, and I'll tell you, he is lowering his shoulder pads, getting everything he can out of his runs now.
I'm shocked. Shocked that they're peeling off this much yardage with the running game. It's down to the 12.
9 touchdowns and 16 red zone opportunities as we speak.
It'll be Sumler going low. And crawls his way inside the 5. 10, 215-pound redshirt freshman.
Okay, Oklahoma took advantage of 2 short fields off of interceptions. 11-yard line, 17-yard line. Colorado didn't have a big short field, but they got possession of the football on their interception takeaway. Will they score a touchdown? Will they capitalize? Will they finalize? If that's the case, the difference in the football game is one of those interceptions that Oklahoma took back inside the red zone.
Can they get it in? McKnight, the only wide receiver, be a 62-yard drive. Points off a turnover. Counter play. Sumler tied up in the backfield. And a big-time play by DeMarcus Granger to slow him down. He got penetration.
Yeah, with right guard and fullback on the counter. Tried hard, Joel. Oklahoma's tough inside.
So they shut him down inside the 4, and that's going to be the place for the first snap of the 4th and final 15 minutes of regulation. Damn, we got a good one going.
Got a good one.
Real good one going. 24-10, Sooners on top by 14. You're watching Big 12 football presented by Kyocera on FSN. Welcome back to the start of the 4th. Joel Myers, Dave Lattman, Jim Knox at Folsom Field in Boulder. And you could not tell while we were away that Colorado was down by 14 listening to this crowd.
and Joel, thinking ahead, if it doesn't work out on 3rd down, depending on where the ball is, does Dan Hawkins go for it on 4th down or kick the field goal?
Dave and Buster's game summary. The ground game has been crucial for Colorado. Bullet into the end zone, almost picked off by Lofton. Tried to thread a low throw in to his wide receiver Sprague.
Well, here you see a little motion, little crossing action, and runs a little pivot route, but that's just Lofton has that underneath zone coverage area. He made a nice drop and read Hawkins' eyes and almost picked it off. Big deal, Coach Hawk going for it here on 4th down. Down 2 touchdowns with virtually a quarter of football left, thinking this is a great opportunity. Got to finalize on this drive.
3 wide receivers and DeVray in the slot, the tight end. On 4th and goal from the 4. He's got the tight end. Touchdown, DeVray!
Nice rough by DeVray, nice throw by Hawkins. DeVray finds himself between linebacker and safety, and Reynolds and DJ Wolf collide. Touchdown.
Point after by Eberhardt, and did he take a shot? Yes, he caught it.
And Reynolds took a shot too from DJ Wolf. Man, oh man, it's getting physical, Joel.
It's a brand new game in Boulder. No one could have predicted a very young group of Colorado Buffaloes would be hanging this late in the game with the number 4 team in the nation. But that is the case so far. A homecoming weekend at Folsom Field. As Colorado will kick it away. Back deep, it'll be DeMarco Murray. Joaquin Iglesias, 62 yards. It's points off turnover, don't forget. It's off the Ryan Walters interception.
That's right. Because Iglesias nonchalant and got a one hand on the football, and the tip, Walters took advantage of it.
It'll be Iglesias off the Cope kick from the 3. Over to the right, making a miss. Iglesias. They've got him cornered, but still a good return. Out across the 32 to the 33. So Oklahoma gets it back. Can they hang on to the football? Run out most of the clock now with a long time-consuming drive on the ground. Bradford's going to throw on 1st down. And he's got Iglesias popped into the air. Intercepted. Dykes on a dual possession. Who do they give it to? It's a wrestling match. And will it go to Oklahoma? No! Colorado. Daniel Dykes, the safety.
I'll tell you, the line judge, Kelly Dietering, came in and took complete control of it. He said you have to give possession. Initially went to Daniel Dykes, and he came up with the football. The ball was tipped once again. Iglesias, again, tips the ball airborne. Bradford trying to make something happen down the football field. Iglesias gets it airborne, and that's possession. Defense has it secured, and Dykes comes away with the football. Will they review this? Is it simultaneous possession? But in my opinion, if Iglesias tips it and Dykes takes control of it, you have to give it to Dykes. His whole body's around the football.
Yeah, he had two, and then Iglesias got the second in on it.
Colorado, now, what will they do with this short field? They scored off their first interception. Will they score on this one to tie the game up?
Dave, 14 of their last 18 snaps have been runs. That's amazing against a Sooner defense that's 5th in the nation in total defense. They wrap up Ellis in a hurry. And overall, with that snap now, there's been 36 offensive plays for Colorado to just 16 in the second half for the Sooners.
Well, basically, Colorado is beating Oklahoma at its own game in the second half. They're running the ball. They're controlling the clock. They're controlling field position. Colorado has been the dominant football team in this second half to this point in time.
Band's fired up. Inside of 6. You see some of the comparisons, what Oklahoma's done. What Colorado is coming up with so far. Sumler banging bodies and actually put down by his own men.
Oh,
it really didn't appear to be a Sooner who knocked him down, but he was like a little pinball in there.
That's the same play that they ran that he broke for big yards. And it's the counter up the middle, pull the right guard, lead with the fullback, and Oklahoma squeezed it better that time. And as a result, there was no lane for him to gash, and he got taken to the turf on the contact. So Oklahoma did a much better job of gap control integrity and squeezing the hole.
Trailing by 7. Bring the blitz that time.
Yep.
He'll step up through it.
Oh, he's got him.
Wide open to Sprague. Knocked away at the last second. What a play by Harris.
He closed on that ball, Joel. He outran the football. And basically, Cody Hawkins with not quite enough arm strength to get it there to beat the speed of Nick Harris. Boy, Nick Harris took a shot. He's slow to get up, but he's working his way off the football field. But again, Cody just buying time. Look at Harris come after that football. And he went after it, and he closed on it. He said, this is mine. And you almost have to reverse roles. I mean, Sprague did a good job of almost taking it away from Harris. As Harris became almost like the primary receiver, Sprague had to become the defensive guy.
Delano wants to make sure Smith does not return it. He almost bobbled the snap. Hangs up a very high one. Effective one. And Smith fumbles it away. Did Colorado come up with it? I believe they've got it. They do. Unreal.
Third turnover of the day for Oklahoma. And Colorado has 2. They are now +1. Now, you talk about a short field, 16-yard line for Colorado.
Justin Drescher comes up with a football. He can't believe it either.
Smith lets it go right between his arms.
Long snapper.
And man, that's good effort staying after it, diving, coming up with the football is Drescher. But boy, man, it's just that's an unforced error. Basically, there's no contact, and Colorado's saying we got to take advantage of this one. And you talk about a defense that's got to be tired and stressed. They just had a big stand. They're chasing Hawkins all over the field. They're tired.
Talk about a short field inside the 16, 1st and 10. On a play fake, out in the flat, complete to Charles.
Ooh,
and
man.
what a shot from Harris again.
Jeez.
Big stick. Charles isn't a big guy.
No. Naked bootleg. Cody Hawkins. That's what contact's like in the Big 12. And if you want to play running back, catch the football on the sideline and have safeties coming running at you full speed and this is a safety built like a linebacker at 6'3", 232 pounds. In fact, in the nickel defense, he is a linebacker. He can lay the wood.
Second, a little more than 14, almost 15. Sumler and Ellis setting up behind the left tackle, Columbus. And will they give it up? No. Wide open spray. Touchdown, Colorado! Incredible!
Broken coverage. Marcus Walker lost track of spray. Made a mental error at a very, very key time. Oklahoma in the secondary had problems last week against Tulsa, giving up over 350 yards passing. And Dan Hawkins' group made a big play against Oklahoma at a critical time.
Extra point ties it up. Eberhardt came through that time. It is all even with 4:05 to play. Dusty, take a break. You deserve it. Now, how do the Sooners respond?
That's key. How did the defending Big 12 champions respond to a mental breakdown? Walker can't get there. Spray ties the game up.
Maybe the biggest upset so far this year in college football.
Oh, I don't know. I think Michigan getting knocked off in week one.
A 2-10 team
pretty big.
Last year, Colorado. As Cope kicks it away, over to the near side, it's going to be a short one for Iglesias. He'll take it at the 11. Makes a good move, breaks a tackle, cross the 30, pulled down from behind. And that was an awkward one as Cope, the place kicker, got him at the 33. And our smooth move brought to you by Keystone Light, Sprague's route.
Yeah, it's just a zone defense, and all he did was run a little corner route, and it was broken coverage. Oklahoma made a mental mistake in the secondary at the most inopportune time. They say that Sam Bradford is poised, cool, calm, collected, unflappable. We'll see. This is the biggest drive of his career right now.
Alan Patrick is the single. Oklahoma has been outscored since the 2:23 mark of the second half, 17-0. Patrick, short side, and dies unweighted. Got him after a short gain of 3 across the 35 to the 36.
Good job by Colorado. Everybody's staying on their feet and turning everything back inside. And you look at Bradford. Bradford had 2 interceptions in his first 4 games. He's got 2 this afternoon. So it's at the Big 12, there's less margin for error, on the road particularly. And you have to admire Colorado. They gave the ball up 2 times, short field, Oklahoma took advantage. All they did was respond and take it away 3 times. In the last one, Reggie Smith on a punt return gave the football away.
Bradford just 8 through 17 with the 2 picks you're talking about. And now setting up, great pocket protection. Ton of time and a low throw. Iglesias, did he make the catch? I think he did. Yes.
He did. Yep.
Good cradle. He went down to get her to the 49 for a first down.
He did, Joey. He went down there and got his hands and arms underneath the football. And it was good patience by Sam Bradford to let this play develop, to let the route develop. He goes down and gets his arms underneath the football. And will this one be looked at? The fans, of course, are saying that the ground helped Iglesias secure the football. Bradford had to throw it low and inside to give his receiver, Iglesias, an opportunity to make a play on it.
And we're going to go upstairs.
Yeah, and Coach Hawkins is saying that was not a catch. That ball was trapped.
He needs to get a little more demonstrative about it.
After video review, the play is being reversed.
They're reversing it.
From the 36.
So Coach Hawk keeps his timeout.
Does not lose the timeout. Still 2 on the board for both Oklahoma and Colorado, and a huge third down now for the Sooners.
Absolutely, and Bob Stoops can't believe it. He said, geez, I'm kind of surprised that one got overturned. But the longer that it went, it usually, if they're real sure about it, you know, they say, okay, well, the call's going to stand. But on that one, the longer that it took, the more time that they took, they did feel like Iglesias separated his hands from underneath the football, and the ground did help him secure that football.
The Sooners are only 1 for 8. Hard to believe on their third down attempts. Bradford with time.
Nice.
And his tight end, Finley, can't hang on.
Oh, he knocked it out, yep.
Separated by Wheatley.
What great hit by Wheatley. That's just, everybody executed well. Protection was good. Quarterback threw the ball well. Receiver got his hands on it, but Wheatley made the big hit. He was in great coverage and separated the football. Now, this is against the big tight end, Finley.
And Wheatley says, I don't care how big you are. I'm going in there and I'm going to stone you. I'm going to stun you.
But how about the read? He leaves Iglesias when he sees the ball. He reads the quarterback.
Yeah, when he sees the ball in the air, he comes off his coverage, and Wheatley makes a big-time play by a big-time player. He's going to be all Big 12 first team like he was last year.
Michael Cone on the low snap. Wobbles a returnable out for Chase McBride. What can he do with it? He's got some blocks. He's got a lot of blocks, in fact, across the 50, and it was the punter, Cone, who brought him down right at the midfield stripe.
Man, that was a good tackle by Cone, and Iglesias is just complaining about being held. Iglesias thought he was held covering the punt, but there was no call. And man, you talk about establishing field position, outstanding punt return, making a great decision and getting up the football field. Iglesias felt like he was held, and no call was made. But look at him just weaving his way through traffic, and that's a pretty darn good tackle in space by the punter, Cone. And this is a fearless punt returner. I mean, you just have to throw regard for your own safety away and get up the football field and take a chance you're going to get smacked. And Chase McBride, outstanding effort.
They get into the midfield stripe, couple of first downs away from the long field goal try. Robinson, the motion man. They get it to Charles, and he loses a yard. Back at the 49, wrapped up real quickly on that play. Yeah, it was an outstanding play on that side.
You know what?
It was Granger again.
You know what you like out of Colorado today? Coach Hawkins said, Colorado, he feels like we're emotionally ready to take part in this football game. We feel like as a team, we expect to compete and win in these games instead of hoping and praying. So when we went to Georgia, we weren't ready emotionally to compete. We thought we were surprised we were in the game. Today, they feel like they can win this football game.
Passing situation on 2nd and 11. Good pocket protection. Hawkins has him. It's complete, and a first down to the 35. Celestine, another true freshman.
I'll tell you, Cody Hawkins loves to play the game of football. He loves to go out there and compete, and he knows what he's looking at. Cody Hawkins is one of these guys that gets, you know who he reminds me of? John Kitna. He gets everything that there is to get out of his ability. Cody Hawkins, he's got pressure coming in his face, a bull rush, an offensive lineman coming right back in his face. Unimpressed. I mean, he just fires the football, man. He's got a lot of courage.
Well, now they can put the ball back on the ground if they like, and they will, with Charles running up the back of his own blocker, but bounces it outside, and he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Inside the 35. Well, you know, he's the size of Doug Flutie. Right. He's got the guts of Flutie, but he doesn't have the wheels. Flutie could really run.
Yeah, he could really run. And Flutie had a pretty strong arm, Joel. Flutie could throw some strikes.
Absolutely.
He could fire the football. Dusty Sprague had a nice block to try to help Charles, who was in trouble. And Sprague, watch Sprague. Whoop, peel back, pick one off. Now make it one-on-one in space, and the tackle is made by Wolf.
It'll be second, a little less than 10. Final 65 seconds and counting. Do you believe this? Sumler on the delay.
Man.
Weaving his way up the middle. Field goal territory down to the 28. Well, right now they're looking at a 45-yard attempt for a guy that just hit a 41-yarder. And that was his longest so far this year. He had been 0 for 2 before that from beyond the 40 this year.
And looking at Oklahoma's defense, look at this huddle. Everybody's got their hands on hips. Everybody's a little bit fatigued.
They've been on the field the entire second half.
They have. I mean, they have not gotten enough support from their offense, and they are the ones that have been ball controlled and had to take snap after snap. And they have to suck it up.
It's 36-21 in time of possession for Colorado. Now can they get the first down? Sumler? No. Oklahoma gets the job done. So it's up to Eberhard with 18, and it's still rolling. And it's going to be Eberhard or overtime, it appears. So let it roll.
He's got plenty of leg strength. He's never had a problem getting it there. His problem is overswinging. I mean, he's tried to hit the ball too hard. He's got to calm down, just let the adrenaline ease a little bit, and hit the ball squarely.
Yeah, he just had one a few minutes ago from 37 yards away.
And he overcooked it. I mean, he swung too hard. Now, the question is, when you try to overcompensate as a kicker, you don't want to push it and leave it out to the right. And that's all those things are going through his mind now. Oklahoma, of course, calling the timeout to try to.
No, that was Colorado.
Right.
Colorado called it to stop it. Right. They're going to wait till they set it up, and they will.
And they'll try to freeze it. And the longer that they make him think about his mechanics and think about the miss and how do I compensate, that's what Oklahoma's going to try to do when they call their final timeout here before this kick actually takes place.
You notice nobody got near. Everybody stayed away from Everhart.
Yeah.
This is for the win. The shocker, if he can pull it off. But you got to believe there's going to be a timeout called.
Yep, and they will. And you have to think, now it's going to be a good snap, good hold, and good kick.
No, they don't call timeout. It's on its way. Does it stay true? Yes!
Wow!
Colorado has shocked Oklahoma.
Wow!
The Sooners are stunned on homecoming weekend at Folsom Field. No one could have expected this.
Colorado wins their conference opener. Oklahoma falls to 0-1 in the Big 12 Conference, the defending Big 12 Conference champion. And you know, you have to think that there's Boise State voodoo going on here, because where was Coach Hawkins before he came to Colorado? He recruited a lot of those kids that beat Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. And the Boise State voodoo seems to be still lingering with Oklahoma, because Coach Hawkins follows up a big bowl win for his the school that he coached for prior to. The Colorado Buffaloes under his reign do it again to Oklahoma.
Are you surprised they did not call a timeout?
I am a little surprised. I thought that they'd make him think about it a little bit longer. I really did.
So from 45 yards away, Kevin Everhart trying to win it for a second time already this year. He beat Colorado State in the opener, and I said, does it stay true because he's hooked the ball so much? It did.
And I'll tell you, there's a legacy of kickers here. Crosby is now with the Green Bay Packers, and Coach Dan Hawkins, it's a signature win right there. He's been looking for a signature win, and that's a signature win. Bob Stoops can't believe it. You know, and when you make mistakes on the road in the Big 12, I don't care how good a team you are, those kind of things can happen.
Let's go downstairs. Jim Knox.
Thank you, Joel. One word describes this one. Wow. Coach, what's going through your head?
Well, this is a great football program with a lot of tradition, and we got great players and great coaches, and we know what we're capable of doing. And, you know, I've been behind the 8 ball a little bit the last couple of years, but Buffs are coming around a little bit.
You got down by 14 points. I talked to you at halftime. You said you still needed to run the football. It paid off.
Well, you know, we just stayed patient with it, and they're very good, but you can't back away from it. I thought we were able to just crease them a little bit, hang in there, get to them a little bit there in the fourth quarter, and, you know, they turned the ball over a little bit, which hurt them, but, you know, we haven't been doing a good job in the turnovers. This is the first game we've really been on the plus side in the turnovers. So, and a couple of turnovers we gave them 14 points as well. So, really proud of our guys, proud of our staff. It's a great football program. It's one of the top 20 programs in the history of college football, and we're getting her done.
Huge plays on offense. Fourth down, you went for it a couple times. Cody really showed some poise in the pocket, your son.
Well, yeah, and I thought Mark called a great game, and our guys had a lot of confidence. I told them the whole week, I said, guys, we're winning this game. And not because I'm the Swami. I just have seen the things come around and seen the progression of it and know how it works. And these guys have been through the fire, came close a couple times, and they were poised and ready to do it, and they did.
Talk about your defense. Going into the game, Oklahoma was averaging 61.5 points per game. You guys just about shut them out in the second half.
Well, again, no offense to anybody else, but we know what our guys are capable. We played some pretty good football teams, but we weren't, you know, mature enough to capitalize and make some plays when we needed it. So Arizona State's a great team. Florida State's a great team, and we played with those guys. So we knew we'd be able to play with Oklahoma.
Right now, after the celebration on the field, you're going to head into the locker room. What are you going to tell your team?
Well, again, just all the things we keep talking about. It's not magic dust. We've done this many times. We thought we'd get it done versus Georgia last year. It didn't happen. Set us back a little bit. I think it'll be great momentum for these guys to continue to play with confidence. And then you have that ultimate buy-in. So we just got to keep hammering this thing. We're, you know, administration's helping us. We're going to be back in the picture here. We're good to go.
Yes, you are back in the picture. Congratulations, Coach. Joel?
Unbelievable conference opener.
Amazing.
And disbelief over on the Oklahoma side. They wouldn't have been in position had it not been for a defensive effort that held Oklahoma to 230 yards of total offense and just 12 first downs.
And special teams, punt fumble. Big.
Hell, Dave, we won't forget, Dave.
A day we won't forget for sure.
For Dave Lapp, Jim Knox, I'm Joel Myers. Thanks for joining us. The Big 12 opener for the defending champions. They'd like to forget it. Oklahoma stunned by Colorado 27-24. UCLA, Oregon State coming up later on FSN. You've been watching Big 12 football, all presented by Kyocera on FSN. So long, everybody.